Yeah, we want to bring in Senator Ron Johnson on this because he's going to give us a little bit of insight on what he thinks. Senator Johnson, if you're there, great to see you. I'm not sure if you heard Nancy Pelosi's news conference there and talking about the 25th Amendment. Clearly, she is saying that she wants to put this committee together, a committee of doctors and lawmakers, et cetera, that would be able to assess the capacity of a president to remain in office. She says it's not about President Trump, but clearly he is the motivation for this effort. Your thoughts on that quickly, sir?
Well, of course, this is about President Trump. I agree with Leader McConnell. It is absurd. And it's just further proof that the Democrats have never recognized the wishes of the American people when they elected Donald Trump as president in 2016. You had people within government, in the Obama administration, carried over into the Trump administration, completely corrupted the transition process. President Trump was absolutely correct. There was no peaceful transition in 2016. And what I've tried to lay out in an op-ed that ran in the Wall Street Journal column today was this literally was an attempted coup. And when you take a look at what Robert Mueller should have investigated, what he should have revealed a couple of years ago, is the corruption of the investigation into President Trump, the complicity, duplicity of the press in accepting all these false leaks and carrying Democrats' water for years. This is outrageous what is happening, and time is running out to get to the bottom of this. I'm glad that President Trump is going to order the declassification of all this information. But here's the problem, Trace. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what documents are hidden inside these agencies that people still in these agencies are covering up and hiding the ball from us.
Yeah, and you say, and by the way, we brought you on because to talk about your Wall Street Journal op-ed about what you say is an attempted coup going on. And you say when you're running out of time, look, if Joe Biden gets into office, you don't think this information will get out. You also think that Democrats continue to knock this down, saying that it's kind of concocted by the GOP. They repeat that over and over again. You write in part, quoting here, sir, "We have reached the moment of truth. We will hear howling and screaming that the president is politicizing the agencies and threatening national security. But what is the greater threat to our democracy? Transparency or the continued cover-up of an attempted coup against the duly elected president?" And you kind of include the media in that quote because you believe the media is somehow complicit in this. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. The media knows who leaked them false information that produced this false narrative of Russian collusion with the Trump campaign for 2 years. Have you heard anybody in the media come out and out those sources that gave them false information? But I just want to show this is the obstruction that we're experiencing as a committee trying to get information out of these agencies. Part of the corruption was with the transition itself, the General Services Administration. So we've asked for documents. So the General Services Administration provided us this email, and your listeners can actually see that. You can read the email. We've subpoenaed the FBI because they have stonewalled our request. Here's the exact same email produced by the FBI. Trace, notice how the entire email is redacted. There's nothing in this email that threatens national security. Now, it might be embarrassing to individuals or it might be embarrassing to the agencies. That's the obstruction. That's the stonewall I'm talking about that has to end. If Joe Biden gets elected president, this will be buried for all time. We'll never know the full extent of the corruption, the transition, and this attempted coup.
Very hard for us to kind of assess what the document you just put on screen, so we're just kind of move on away from those. But what you're saying, in essence, is you've always pointed to, the FBI, coming down to the FBI using the Steele dossier, in short, to get these FISA warrants against the Trump campaign. Very quickly, your thoughts on that. We have a few seconds left. We know, and you know now, that the FBI surveillance, and I got 10 seconds left, this source that contributed to this dossier was unworthy.
A suspected Russian agent. The FBI knew that the Clinton campaign paid for it, that the subsource was suspected to be a Russian agent. FBI had investigated him. They knew all of this, and yet the investigation continued. They had a special counsel, and Mueller was completely silent on the corruption of the FBI process. He didn't want to see it, and he sure didn't want the American people to see all that corruption.
Senator Ron Johnson, good of you to join us, sir. Thank you.
Have a good day.